Hello everyone, and welcome to the Do-It-Yourself Gourmet. Today, we're making sunbutter balls. Not one, not two, but three ways. First, we're going to start with sunflower butter and graham crackers. Lots of them, depending on how much you need. Actually, it's mostly just a couple of cups. And then you're going to need a strainer, and you're going to need some time. Because if you're going to do them right, breaking down the graham crackers does take a while. And you might be saying to yourself, at this point, why on earth did they not just use a food processor? And I happen to think that it just beats up the graham cracker really badly. And if you do that with the spoon, it kind of gets it through in a way that just hasn't absolutely pulverized it and turns it to dust. There is some granular texture left when you're making these balls. So using a food processor in the process is definitely not advisable. Now, definitely follow along on the instructions on screen for this one because I may be rambling slightly. But when you throw the ingredients together and mix them together, you're going to want a nice even texture. And if you happen to need to change it for consistency to make it a little wetter or a little drier, then you can use water if you need to. But if you happen to have a little bit of honey hanging around to throw them in there, that's not bad. And if you happen to be using a darker chocolate in the in the mixing of the balls, then you're definitely going to want to perhaps use maple syrup instead to help firm them up a bit so that you get a firmer ball. Now, when we get these balls in the base set up, you can make them, probably use a 2 to 3 ounce scoop. It should be enough. You can size them as you like them, and you can definitely put stuff in between her if you want to fill your balls up with a nice filling for a surprise inside. But for this one, we're doing about a 2 ounce ball shaped in the palm of the hand. This gives it a little bit of heat so it tacks up on the outside. Now, one of the things you can do, if you find yourself when your balls are a little wet, you can dry them out by sticking them in the refrigerator for a little while. It'll cool them down and it'll dry them out because the refrigerator's nature is to remove the moisture from things. So if those balls are a little hot and a little humid from being handled in the hand, then go ahead and throw them in the refrigerator for a little while to firm up and dry out. Now, as you're forming them, make sure and give them room. And if you can make them into a perfectly round shape in the first go, then awesome. But if not, then you let them rest. That way they can incorporate. And then you can put them in the fridge and then reform them afterwards. But in reforming, you don't want them too cold and you don't want them too hard because the reforming process needs them to be malleable. And in the malleable process, they're going to definitely want to not be either too hot or too cold because then they would be too soft or too hard. And that's not going to be good until the end. Now, in the forming of the balls, you're going to have the final product being ever so slightly subjective because from this point you can decorate your balls and you can dip them in whatever you like as long as you like the flavor. Now, in doing so, you want to get that ready ahead of time. We've got 3 different forms now. We've got we've got chocolate, we've got graham cracker pure on the outside for a kind of crumb flavor with a little bit of cinnamon, and then in the end we've got that pure white, nice powdered sugar for coating them and then making them into a pseudo pfeffernusse, but it's with sunflower butter instead. Or little Ferrero Rochers that are absolutely not Ferrero Rocher because this actually is a little more friendly to eat than those are. But I've got at least another 4 minutes to go, so let's see what we can get through here. There's a lot of in-between time where it's just watching it for anybody that likes to watch balls get handled. You know, maybe we'll figure out some cool ASMR music to put in here in a minute. But for right now, let's just wonder in the forming of balls, because life is ball, and ball is life. Now you've got powdered sugar here. The next one coming up, I think, is the graham cracker. And then, yeah, graham coated, there you go. If you want to make it a little extra flavorful, turn them into fairy balls, then you can add a little bit of extra sugar and then a little bit of cinnamon in the process. Or if you're feeling really creative, you can dry them out and add Mentos. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing off the joke that's on there because this one's apparently full of groaning mom jokes. There you go, the graham cracker mix with a little bit of that fun stuff. Get that flavor going. Mash it with the mortar and pestle. And there's that extra sugar. Good stuff. Mix that up, grind that up. Find the sugar package by any means necessary if you have to. No, just kidding. The sugar package is available at a couple different places. And then once again, you're dipping your balls in the mix. Rolling them around. Getting them all nice and wonderful. Because when they're done, they're delicious. Now, bear in mind, if you really like them, kind of like a truffle and kind of on the drier side, then you might want to give them a day in the refrigerator to air and to really form and set. A little bit of time on that one would not be bad. And then in doing so, it gives it a real, rather distinct flavor. It lets the flavors get in and around everything. Kind of like when you make a dressing and then you got to put the herbs in, and you could have it right away if you wanted to, but if you waited longer, it tastes fuller and richer. The same goes for this, and sweets in general with spices when you add it in. Mixing sugar and spices and letting them sit for a little while, they have a tendency to incorporate. And now, as they're almost here, we're going to go into the third style soon, and I believe that that is the pure chocolate. And those are delicious too. Got the kiddos helping out here. This one is definitely fun and kid friendly, and you know, you can't have kids without having balls around, so here we go. Oh, yeah. A second coating won't hurt it either. If you feel like doing that to get them extra, then yeah, do that, because then they'll be fully formed, and then you can see the sugar won't just have settled in. The sugar, those will soak into the graham cracker, so you might definitely want to do a second coating on that and the chocolate, but the graham cracker not so much. Roadhouse. And there are the chocolate balls coming in. Those are nice. And a second coating on those is twice as nice. So don't forget that one, because they will soak in, it will be great. But letting the balls soak in the fridge for a good while, when you feel like putting some good solid balls in your mouth, let them wait in the fridge for about 2 days, so that way they're nice and really good to go. And if not, you can eat your balls however you like them. That's up to you. I'm just here to show you how to make different kinds of balls. And we got all kinds of balls. We got brown balls, light balls, white balls, in-between balls. You can make them however you like balls. So, when you're ready to make those balls, check out these balls. And start here, and go from there. Adding anything you like on the outside. Be creative with your balls. Bedazzle your balls if you like. Just make sure they're edible. Those little bits that go in the confettis, they call them jimmies on the East Coast. And sprinkles just about everywhere else. Either that, or get some food dye, put it in the sugar. Make it colorful. Be playful with your balls. Be creative. Be open. There you go. Hey everybody, happy Father's Day. This has been an episode dedicated to the wonders of balls. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Sunny Boys, everybody. Created for Father's Day. Thanks for watching.